Long before Jesus breathed the air of the world, his story had already begun in the silence of the centuries. Mary, the chosen young woman, grew up within the Temple of Jerusalem, consecrated from childhood to divine service. Ancient traditions describe her as serene in gaze, modest in appearance, yet radiating an uncommon light that the priests recognized as a sign of grace. She was marked by a stillness that seemed to announce destiny. To this young woman, still innocent of the world, an angel appeared with a message that would alter human history. The Spirit would dwell within her, and from her womb a child would be born, destined to be called the Son of God. Jesus entered the world in the humblest of places, a stable in Bethlehem, where animals bore witness and silence was broken only by the cry of the newborn. Herod, fearing the prophecy of a rival king, ordered the slaughter of infants, and so Joseph, Mary, and the child fled to Egypt. Of those years we know little with certainty, and into this obscurity stepped the legends of the lost years of Christ. Some claim he remained in Alexandria, drinking from the wisdom of Greek schools. Others imagine journeys further east, to India and Tibet, where he might have sat at the feet of sages, learning compassion, meditation, and detachment. History or myth, these tales invite wonder. How did the carpenter's son of Galilee speak with a wisdom that seemed to belong to all nations and all times? Back in Palestine, his life was quiet until his 30th year, when suddenly he stepped into history as the Messiah. His first sign came at Cana, turning water into wine. From then, wonders unfolded one after another. Sight was given to the blind, the lame walked, the lepers were touched and healed, the tormented were freed, and the grieving consoled. These were not only physical healings, but living parables of liberation. His words carried an authority unlike that of the scribes, simple yet piercing, challenging the weight of tradition and speaking to the raw heart of existence. Crowds followed him with awe, but his presence stirred resistance. To the religious elite, he was dangerous, exposing hypocrisy, undermining authority, awakening the people's hunger for truth. To Rome, he was a potential rebel, a man who could move masses with nothing but his voice and his gaze. His condemnation was born of this alliance between temple and empire. The priests accused him of blasphemy, Pilate condemned him for sedition. And so he was crucified, the most brutal of deaths, reserved for slaves and rebels. Between two thieves, wearing a crown of thorns, he surrendered his breath. Yet the story did not end in death. His body was laid in a borrowed tomb, sealed by stone, guarded by soldiers. But on the third day, his followers found the tomb empty. They proclaimed, with trembling yet unshakable conviction, that he had risen, that death itself had been conquered. Whether seen as history, mystery, or faith, this proclamation ignited a fire that no empire could extinguish. And those who had known him most intimately, the disciples, paid dearly for carrying this flame. One by one they met violent ends: crucifixion, beheading, stoning, exile. They endured persecution, torture, and death. Yet none recanted, none turned back. Not one denied the truth they had seen, for they were convinced beyond doubt that Christ had risen and that his power was stronger than death itself. Fearless before torment, they bore witness with their lives that the message of Jesus was no invention, but reality pulsing with eternal promise. Across centuries, historians and archaeologists have left traces that affirm his existence. Roman chroniclers like Tacitus, Jewish voices like Flavius Josephus, and fragments of inscriptions all point to a Galilean teacher crucified under Pontius Pilate. Some speak even of signs and wonders surrounding him. Whether explained or not, these records echo what millions have believed, that in the figure of Jesus, history and eternity touched. And when all words fall silent, one question lingers still, reaching through centuries into every soul. Was Jesus Christ merely a man of his time? Or is he the living path to salvation?